Alright, quick video. I got to get to work and I'm running later than I want to be, so I didn't have time to write a response post over at the Get Off the X forum. But there's a situation. There's a guy in the military. I forget where he's at. He's at one of the East Coast bases and transferring to Colorado. So this is a shout out to preppers and Jaegerites in Colorado. We've been talking about in some of the other parts of the forum and in videos, something I've been organizing a lot with, or trying to organize with some stuff on my part of the country, is for people that have these survival trailers, usually about a 12-foot cargo trailer converted over to a bug out retreat type resource. And you'll see some of these things, these bug out trailer, survival trailer setups, other people's websites, channels on YouTube, that sort of thing. And usually it's a cargo trailer. Now I personally think I'm on to one of the better design bridge fits, which is solar panels on the top of the modular interior. But my rig is not off-road capable. It's made to suck up a lot of miles in travel, and then we unload the equipment package, we start building a retreat or improving on property, and then continue to use that trailer for hauling cargo and materials. And it's not something that every individual prepper survivalist should have to invest in. It's expensive to get the trailer, but not a bank breaker. And then you start accumulating tools and resources and materials for that. And the idea is based on the military concept of the Pioneer trailer. Anybody who's a combat engineer, a lot of times, because of the way the modern wars have worked out, the combat engineers don't work with these a lot, but they'll remember it from their MOS school days. So the Pioneer trailer sometimes is a special vehicle the engineers will use for campsite construction, resource construction, but it's usually got a generator, air compressor, a bunch of tools, all that kind of stuff. Contractors use that sort of thing from time to time. You'll usually see a couple in a parking lot of any active Home Depot or Lowe's around the United States. And the interiors will be set up different ways. One of the really good contractor worker interiors was done by a guy named Ron Polk. You can find it on YouTube. James Yeager's done kind of a tactical interior on his with some ammo can and fuel racks, water racks, and then when all the tactical gear and stuff gets pulled off the racks, it's bunk beds in there. Okay, mine, everything's on wheeled carts, and then when I wheel all the carts out, it's an empty trailer again. So I personally think mine's a little bit better way to go. But if you design yours your way, that's fine. You know, that's your own choice, your own game plan. But right now, what's happening is there's a soldier at one of the East Coast bases. He's moving to Colorado, and he's looking at renting one of the 6x12 U-Haul trailers. 6x12 U-Haul trailers tend to rent for not a hell of a lot cheaper than their trucks, but of course there's little or no additional fuel costs. And his plan is he's going to rent a U-Haul truck and then rent one of their trailers to travel from where he's stationed now to where he's going to be stationed in Colorado. When he gets to the destination in Colorado, he's going to load everything into a storage place and then go shopping for a house. Now here's another discussion on to Get Off the X forum was, why are people afraid to politically organize or organize in survival groups and all that? A lot of valid arguments there, and I haven't posted, I don't think I've posted in that topic yet. I kind of want to see where everybody else's head's at before I post in there. But what happens is, organization starts at coordinating efforts one way or another. You got to coordinate efforts with other people of like mind. Now, there's a lot of survivalist prepper guys in Colorado, and it's one thing to be an individualist. Okay, great, you want to be a rugged individualist, but when we talk about either short-term or long-term survival, a hell of a lot matters in coordinating as a group. And people who are afraid to coordinate, just even on just some basic survival resources, group purchase type stuff, probably aren't going to be good for a hell of a lot else. And if somebody's decision to coordinate is only out of desperation, that's kind of hard to work with. Okay, it's really kind of hard to work with. And so if somebody can't or won't coordinate, you got a problem. You know, there's a limit to how much you can really get done. And you can't watch your own back all the time. You can't hold both ends of a tape measure for a larger building. I mean, there's a lot you can't do with one guy. And no matter how good that guy is. I don't care if you're really fucking good. You can be the best construction builder in the fucking world. If you're working alone, there's only so much you can do. Okay? And you can be the best soldier, badass warrior in the world, but if you're only one guy, there's only so much you can do. And if you got to pay and hire people for everything, then you're talking about wealth diminishing. If you're renting big ticket items, which are cost effective to purchase at the 20% range, where basically the rental cost that you're going to spend on something is roughly 20% of what it would cost to purchase a like item, or at least a similar item. Now, with the U-Haul trailers, those are actually pretty high-end, heavy-duty trailers. If you go and purchase a 6x12 single-axle trailer, no, they're not as good as U-Haul trailers, but you own it, okay? And right now, the situation is, this guy's back east. Those trailers in Detroit, for some reason, are cheaper than everywhere else, probably because they're made there. And they go for about $2,300, $2,400 for a 6x12 single-axle in the Detroit area. Outside of there, they tend to go for a little under $3,000, $2,800 Here in Oregon, about $2,800. You can buy them used, and here's the thing: they hold their value fairly well. You're really hard put to buy a 6x12 for under $2,000. I mean, you got to do some shopping for it. But let's assume that a guy has $600 to $800 to spend on a rental anyway. And you want to start to coordinate things for some of the Jaegerites, some of the survival prepper guys in Colorado. And I think that base is in Southern California. I forget the name of it. I trained out there once. It's just another fucking desert, okay? But the thing is, you've got the opportunity to have a group resource that can bounce around. And if you're afraid to pitch in $300-400 to be a part of a group of, maybe 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5 families that are pitching in on a survival resource, forget trying to coordinate on retreat. Purchasing a piece of real estate, coordinating on who's going to pay for putting in the infrastructure at the real estate, who's going to do the work, okay? All that kind of stuff. You need to figure that out right fucking now, not after shit hits the fan. You need to get your groups, your coordination, all that stuff needs to, your networks, your contacts, figuring out whether or not somebody's trustworthy or reliable, or if they're unreliable, but when they're around they help out a hell of a lot. There's a lot of give and take on those types of things. That all gets figured out right now, not after shit hits the fan, okay? So right now, there's an opportunity. This guy, he's moving to Colorado. He planned on renting the cargo trailer anyway. The way I see it, that's $600 to $800 available for a purchase. It would be purchased where he lives. That means people are going to send some money. It means some guys are going to pitch in. The guys from Colorado, preferably, are going to pitch in. Go look it on Craigslist, find maybe a good deal on one, or haggle a good deal on one. Maybe somebody who's from a non-sales tax state can buy it in their name. Okay, coordinate this thing. See how well you can pull this off. All you're doing is purchasing a 6x12 cargo trailer in one of the eastern states, wherever this guy is. You'll get a hold of him through the forum. There's a topic there where you can see it. And I'm not going to give out the information on YouTube, and this is a semi-restricted video. So you're going to coordinate purchasing this trailer, and then you'll look for a good deal on Craigslist. He's going to load his personal household shit in there. And then when he gets to Colorado, you put it in a storage lot. Now, preferably, if you can do it, there's some on-base storage lots which are free, okay? I know we had them at Camp Pendleton, and I know they had them at Camp Lejeune. The Army bases, see, I was in the National Guard after I got off active duty, so I'm guessing Army does it the same way. But there was always storage lots where you could park shit for free when you're going on deployment. You didn't have to, you shouldn't have to pay to put your vehicles in storage when you live in a barracks and you're going on deployment. There's usually something on base for that. Now, this guy planned on using a off-base storage locker, maybe for whatever reasons, and we won't get into that. But if you guys can coordinate, you're going to prove you can coordinate. If you can't coordinate, you're going to prove you're a bunch of individuals who just can't fucking get your act together unless somebody's been given the rank and taken orders and given orders, and you're all getting a paycheck in the sky from Kansas City, right? You need to be able to coordinate and organize and accomplish things on your own, okay, by getting in contact with each other and getting shit done. It's got to happen, okay? So, you send the money to the guy or coordinate in the forum. Everybody's going to know who at least who the screen name is, and whether or not somebody follows through, whether or not they're full of shit. And it's going to be semi-public. But remember, this thing's just getting loaded with the guy's household shit. It's going to be put in storage in a lot someplace in there, Colorado. He's going to buy a house or rent a house or whatever. So it's probably going to be a storage lot for a month or two. Everybody gets to coordinate where it is. So hopefully nobody's going to take an opportunity to rip somebody off. But again, we're talking about people who are already in a forum, who already are supposed to be able to know and trust each other. Okay? And it means we got to prove it and do it. And so it's going to be in a storage lot, maybe a month or so while he's looking for a house. After it's out of there, everybody who pitched in on this thing should start coordinating on, okay, make a decision on how you're going to set up the interior. Make a decision on whether you're going to go solar panels and all that kind of stuff. And have that shared resource, that shared bug out resource where, okay, we're going to bug out someplace because the chances are if the guy doesn't own a home, he doesn't own a survival retreat either, okay? So you would have that resource, your Pioneer trailer with whatever you think, your mobile kitchen stuff, your mobile construction stuff, maybe your target range stuff. You guys are going to coordinate. And you're going to make all these little group decisions and votes and committee things on how to organize the interior of a 6x12 trailer. This is a test, okay? It's a test to see if you can accomplish things as a group. And this group of preppers out of Colorado, who's good, who's bad, who's pitching in, who's not. Okay, who's reliable, who's not. You guys want to talk about organizing politically, organizing economically, okay, do this little thing. Get a prepper thing and prove you can pull it off. And, okay, there's a lot of people who think I'm the full of shit guy, I'm the bad guy, I'm the bad seed or whatever. Maybe you can prove you can do it better than me, but so far I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'm not seeing it. But yeah, I think it's a good idea, and I'm not giving orders. I'm just making a suggestion.